And welcome back to Chabot Field in Hayward, California, where the Bulldogs and the Gladiators are in another close one. The Bulldogs came back from a 13-0 deficit to come back and score 21 unanswered points, now leading 21-13. They will be receiving the ball first as we get underway here in the second half. For those of you who do not know, I am Rashawn Mungo. You can follow me at RashawnMungo_sports at twitter.com. And here we go. If this second half is as any good as the first half was, then we're in for a doozy. About ready to kick off. Gustavo Olor to kick. And we're underway. And a ball bottle at the 5-yard line. Taken out. He has a blocker. Bounces off a couple of guys, but ends up coming down at what looks like to be the 23-yard line. College of San Mateo comes out. We'll take over there. And we'll see what we can see if what adjustments Chabot has made defensively. John Willis back under center. Man in motion. And it looks like offsides on the defense. Ball up in the air. And it looks like an incomplete pass. Play broken up by Michael Thomas, defensive back from Dublin High School. But there's a flag on the play. And it's on the Gladiators. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down. It's going to be 1st and 5 on the Gladiator 25. And George Nafahu back to the running attack. 1st and 10. Ball on the 29-yard line, on the 37-yard line rather. Wide out to the far side. Man in motion. Back to George Nafahu. And a nice game. Just power running right up the middle, and that's what he does. Not too fancy, not too flashy. Just go ahead, give me the rock. I'm gonna get the job done. 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs. Wide out on the near side. Back to George Nafahu. And he's just sludging along. Another 1st down. You got to start to wonder is maybe, in the second half, running the ball so much, can it just back down and wear down the defense? I mean, it's too early in the second half to make such claims, but it's just something maybe moving forward we want to keep an eye on and see if it has any effect on the second half. Here we go, and right back to him. And the ball's loose. And George Nafahu looks like he gave up the ball. A call has not been made by the officials yet, but Chabot definitely thinks they have the ball. And unfortunately for the Gladiators, the Bulldogs regain possession. And just as I was talking about, would it be the defense that would be back down? Chabot comes back and forces a fumble. So man in motion, Quincy back to pass, and the ball is knocked out of his hands, and a sack for Chabot. That's going to be well timed. Perfect timing for Chabot. That definitely needed to make some sort of stand, and that came at a very opportune time. It's 3rd and 19. What it looks like to be on the 49-yard line. And so let's see how the Bulldogs play this one. Man in motion, and it's a quarterback keeper. And they play conservatively, but he's breaking. John Willis. I mean, he scampered for a quality pickup, and it looks like it's close, and they're gonna go for it. It's 4 and 6. And it looks like an offsides penalty on the defense. The ball's thrown up in the air, and he comes down with it inside the 10-yard line, and that is a huge turn of events for College of San Mateo. Looks like a free play because it was offsides, so it looked like John Willis just chucked it up. And it looks like he came down with it 2 feet in, or a foot in, rather. And now College of San Mateo are threatening to increase this already 2-score lead by another touchdown. 1st and 4. First and goal, 4 yards to go. The Gladiators really need to buckle down here. And a play-action play. Oh, and did he get in? No call yet from the officials. Looks to be just shy. 2nd down and 1. With all the misdirections and counters, hard to see who Willis drops the ball off to all the time. On the far end, and it looks like Levy Wilson in the backfield. And it looks like he gives it to, I want to say, George Nafua. So maybe the 3rd time is the charm on 3 and 1 here for the Bulldogs. Because this is definitely 4th down territory right here on 4th and 1. I don't think you go for the field goal here, especially when you have an opportunity to really, and especially with a back like George Nafua. And touchdown, College of San Mateo. And the home team is looking at the scoreboard in disbelief. It's 27-13 with 10:25 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And the point after touchdown is blocked. I want to say it was blocked by Ali Yassir. So the score remains 27-13, exactly a 14-point lead. So the Bulldogs come into Chabot, spot them 13 points, and then come back and score 27 unanswered. And now the ball is really in Chabot's court. Because now they have to do something different. They have to do something to try to break up this momentum. 27 unanswered points. At this point, you can completely forget about how good they looked in the 1st quarter. Because at this point, it's been 27 points ago that they've given up. So this is going to be a real big test this next drive here for Danny Calcagno and the Chabot Gladiators. Austin Pachicho here to kick it off. And it's a deep kick, and looks like it's going to be a touchback. So the Gladiators will take the ball, will start their drive on the 20. They got a long way to go, but they got a lot of time to do it. College of San Mateo, just the tale of two different teams between the first quarter and since. Eckhart in the shotgun formation. Man in motion. And a high snap. And it looks like a draw play at the middle. Decent gain. Ball on the 31-yard line. Single back formation. 3 wide outs, 2 to the near side. Eckhart in shotgun. It looks like an option play, and it's just another draw play at the middle. They've been running that draw play. Both teams quite a lot to Chabot and minimal success. But that gets him a first down. Ball on the 31-yard line, 1st and 10. 9:48 left to go in the quarter. You just got to wonder, what does Chabot have to do to try to really break up this defense? Asante McCray takes the handoff with the counter. Looks like he gets about 5 on the play. I mean, it's definitely not time to panic for Chabot, but it's definitely time to respond. It's been 27 points that you haven't answered. And at this point, you just have to do something. You have to let them know you're out there. You have to get a field goal, a touchdown. Do anything to make the Bulldogs know that you're still playing this game. Short game. And it looks like Jacob Isabel, the slot receiver, checked in. Sophomore for Amador Valley. Man in motion. And it's a quarterback keeper. And he goes absolutely nowhere. That play didn't fool anybody. It definitely didn't fool the defensive line of the Bulldogs. And now it's a big 4th down. And it looks like the punting unit is coming on the field, which I think is the smart play. You don't want to get into a situation where you have to keep going for it on 4th down just because you went for it in the last situation. You want to think smart. You still have a quarter and a half of football to play. You just have to go out there, pin them deep, pin them back deep, and hopefully your defense can make a stop. Quincy Nelson is back to receive the kick. Not a great kick, but does take a Gladiator bounce, and he bobbles it, and he makes a move, but he can't get away from the Chabot defenders. Looks like the ball on the 18-yard line. First and 10 for College of San Mateo. 14-point lead. And this is when it's really dangerous to be in Chabot's situation, because College of San Mateo already likes to run the ball. I mean, that's their go-to. They run the ball 1st, 2nd, and 3rd option. And this is where they can just really in a position where they can just eat up the clock, where they can just sit here and run it on any down and really just kind of milk the clock. And here we go, and it looks like a pitch out. Here we go. Pitch out, and it doesn't really go anywhere, but Chabot is able to knock him out of bounds, which will stop the clock. But The point that I was making, that was Brandon Miller on the carry. The point that I'm making is that they don't necessarily have to pass the ball, and if you do try to stack the box, they can go over the top for that big play capability that we have seen displayed earlier in this game. You just rather have a team that's very proficient at running the ball be in a position where they have to throw the ball. You don't want to start playing San Mateo's game. And another pitch out. And there's just nobody making a hit. He just practically went untouched to get the first down. Pierre Wright getting a nice chunk of yards. 1st and 10. And San Mateo's not really doing anything too tricky right now. They're lining up in a running formation and they're saying stop the run if you can. There we go. And they just give it right to him in a fullback draw. Looks like he gained about 8 yards there. And this is the pace that San Mateo wants to play this game right now. Nice, slow power football. And another pitch out, and he has daylight. Well, that hole closed up pretty quickly. It's number 18 on the tackle. That's Tariq Hightower, freshman. Excuse me, that's James Berry. First down. College of San Mateo really putting Chabot's back to the wall. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the quarter. And they're not in any hurry getting to the line or anything. And a nice pitch, and that's going to be a whole heap of yards. Robert Johnson. And you really got to start to think that Chabot has to do something right now. They have to do something to stop the run. You can't just let College of San Mateo line up in run formation and just run it down your throats. They absolutely cannot allow a touchdown on this drive. And he's back to pass, and his head is up, and did he come down with it? Looks like an incomplete pass. Broken up by Ali Yassir and Jamal Jones. Maybe that play will give Chabot maybe some defensive rhythm, because they could use some right now. Chabot goes ahead and burn a timeout. So it's 2nd and 10, ball on the Chabot 40-yard line. And this is the area of the field that Chabot really needs to figure out to stop him, because you really want to try to avoid giving up any points, especially a touchdown, but even a field goal right now. And at this range, I still feel like Chabot can avoid, if they could stop them and not allow them to get a first down, they could still avoid giving up any points, because right now they really need to respond before they go ahead and give up any more points. Especially the way San Mateo is running the ball and essentially trying to cut the game in half by running the ball and dominating the time of possession here in the second round. 2nd and 10. And Blake Platzmere is a new quarterback under center. And he gives it, and the ball is on the ground. And Chabot has looked to have recovered a fumble, and that is huge. That's exactly the break that Danny Calcagno and his squad needed, because giving up points was not an option. And we talked earlier in the game, especially in the first quarter at length, about turnovers, and needing to get points off turnovers. And they did on the pick six early in the game, scoring their second touchdown. But they need to come in and capitalize on this fumble. They cannot let this opportunity pass them by, especially at this stage of the game. Eckert in the shotgun formation. And he looks to make a pass, and he has a wide open man. One man to beat. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Gladiators. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. What a play. And that is sophomore Isabel Jacob with his first touchdown of the year. And it could not have come at a better time. That definitely got this crowd back into it. And now they go for it. They go for the 2-point conversion. And Gustavo Laloa comes in, and they're just going to go for the PAT. That was an incredible pass and catch from Eckert. To Isabel. The ensuing PAT can bring this game back to a 7-point deficit only for Chabot. And it's blocked. And it bangs off the goalpost, and so they could have got within a touchdown of San Mateo, which 1 point doesn't sound like a lot, but in a game like this, every point counts. And right now it's 19-27. Chabot is still trailing by 8 points. The College of San Mateo finds himself in a position where they can't just sit back and run out the clock and try to only run the ball. They're going to have to actually keep playing this game, because last drive it looked like they were really trying to cut the game in half. And now with Chabot within 8 points, they can't just sit on their hands. This is a far cry from last year's game when the Bulldogs won 9-7. It's 27-19. And the kick is off. And the ball is taken at the 3-yard line. He's got a blocker in front of him. Runs into his own man. And he takes a shot. And it looks like there's going to be an unnecessary roughness penalty on the home squad. Unnecessary roughness on the kicking team. And that's definitely not been our first unnecessary roughness. When these two ball clubs get together, there's always a little extra oomph, for lack of a better word. So that's going to bring the Bulldogs up to the 36-yard line, giving them a 1st and 10 with 4 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the quarter. Here we go. And a pitch to Quincy Nelson. And he doesn't get much. Maybe a yard. And a quarterback keeper. First down. It's a healthy gain by John Willis, who's back in. He got a short spell. I don't know if he ended up being injured or they wanted somebody, they wanted Blake Blacksmear. Maybe he throws the ball a little better, but he did have a short spell, but he's back in there under center now. And if he was a little dinged up, he certainly didn't look like it on that run. And John Willis puts the ball on the ground, but he recovers it, and he puts it up in the air, and it's going to be an easy interception. An easy interception by Jamal Jones. And you cannot throw that pass in that situation. That is, and honestly, the head coach of San Mateo needs to pull John Willis over the side, because that is the second interception that he has thrown that has been ill-advised. You cannot make that play. You already put the ball on the ground. You bootleg wide out, and you just threw a lazy, lame duck up for grabs to nobody. You cannot do that, ever. I don't care if you're up by 20 or if you're down by 20. It's never an excuse to make that sort of pass. And Chabot is right back in this game. They're taking over on their own 24-yard line. 1st and 10, man in motion. Yeah. And they hand off the ball. It looks like to Hunter Rockwell. Hunter Rockwell makes a move, and he goes out of bounds. And I get the feeling that the last part of this 3rd and 4th quarter, the hits are going to be a little bit harder and a little bit more fierce. Don't be surprised if you see a few more face masks and a few more holdings and a few more unnecessary roughnesses. Tiger with the snap. Hands the ball, and there's Hunter Rockwell again with the stiff arm, and he just goes out of bounds around midfield. Here we go. 3 wide outs. Single back formation. Here we go. And Eckert hands it off to Hunter Rockwell again. 3rd straight play. This time it doesn't get as much. Probably gets 1 yard. Maybe back to the line. Taking in a shotgun formation. Man in motion. And shotgun formation, and a quick throw, and a reception over the middle, and he got drilled. He got absolutely drilled. Matt Vanile, the DB, came across the middle and laid a hat on the wideout. But that does move the chains. 1st and 10 on the 38 line, 38 yard. Eckert with the reception. He's just going to keep it himself, and he's going to make a move. He has a move up the middle, and he takes a shot himself. Michael Spivey, linebacker, with the tackle. And we're within the final minute of the 3rd quarter. And The Chabot Gladiators are moving the ball quite nicely, almost at will. Hunter Rockwell gets ahead for a couple. And the clock starts back up again. 34 seconds left in the quarter. Ball snap. And he makes a move. Hunter Rockwell brings to the 10-yard line, but it looks like the ball is put on the ground. Let's see what the officials have to say. Penalty. And Gladiators looked like they were inside the 10, but they have to move all the way back to what looks to be the 30-yard line. And that's unfortunate for these hometown fans that really thought they were building a drive nicely into the attacking territory. And now they move backwards. So it's 1st and 18 with 18 seconds left to go. Ball on the 30-yard line. And so much for that. Add another 5 yards to it. 1st and 23. 35-yard line. 18 seconds left to go in the quarter. Shotgun formation, man in motion. And it looks like a false start. The Gladiators are just killing this drive. Started off a really good drive, but they reversed it. They said it was on the defense. So it's something that we're going to get set here and actually play some football, guys. Right now, it's just moving 5 yards back and 5 yards forward. 5 seconds left on the clock. And he finally gets the ball off, and he tries to, Necker tries to throw down the screen, but it's swatted away by the big man, Rika Levy. And after 3 quarters are in the books, College of San Mateo leads 27-19. So we're getting ready to get the 4th quarter underway. The Bulldogs lead by 8. So the Gladiators are within striking distance. Second and 18 on the 30-yard line. And Anchor has the ball looking to throw. And almost intercepted. But a wonderful reception by Casey Jennings. And I haven't heard his name in a while. He was a leading receiver last week against the Delta Mustangs. Haven't heard his name much since the 1st quarter, but a wonderful reception right now. to get the Gladiators in the red zone. And another high snap. And he hands it off to Asante McCray, and he makes a move. And he has daylight, and it's a touchdown for the Gladiators. And when he gets in the open field, once he makes a move, he is so hard. He is so hard to contain. And out of all the times that the Gladiators have gone for 2 today, this is the only time it makes sense to me. It's 25-27, and the Gladiators are going for the 2 to tie this game at 27-27 all. Nice, cool night here in Hayward at Chabot Field. Luckily, I'm in the broadcast booth, so I'm not cold, but it's the diehard Chabot fans right here. Just asking to get in to tie the game. And Edgar with the pass, and the 2-point conversion is good. Ties the game at 27-27 all. Casey Jennings with the reception. And these Chabot fans don't seem to be minding the cold at all. As long as their team is scoring touchdowns, they seem to be A-okay. Well, we are all evened up with 14-21 left to go in the 4th quarter. And I told you in the open that whenever these 2 teams get together, it's promised to be a good one. And these 2 teams have not disappointed yet. Station identification, this is KCTH, Channel 27, Hayward, California. Gustavo Aloa looks to kick off the ball to College of San Mateo. They'll let it go, and that'll be a touchback. And so the Bulldogs drive will start on the 20-yard line. It looks like, and it's handed off to, looks to be George Nafahu for the Bulldogs. Looks to be a very short gain of 2 yards. This is the part of the game where penalties and turnovers become the most critical. You have to play almost excellent. And a handoff up the middle gets what looks to be about 4. This is the part of the game where you have to be flawless almost, because one fumble, one turnover, one bad pass, one bad penalty can kill your whole drive. When you have this limited amount of time, the next score could be the winning score. 3rd and 1, Bulldogs on that 34-yard line. Big 3rd down here. And they go ahead for it, and they got it. Willis keeps the ball. Plunges ahead for about a yard to pick up the 1st down. New set of downs for the Bulldogs. The next game for College of San Mateo will be Saturday, September 15th versus Diablo Valley at home in San Mateo at 1 p.m. So if you're in the local area, make sure you go out and check out that game. And a scene. And that was a big boy run right there. That was not for the faint of heart. He just kept plunging along, taking people with him. And it looks like Asante Yassir's hurt for Chabot. Sorry, Ali Yassir. It looks like 2 players down. That's what you call power running right there. When you get done with the run and there's 2 defenders on the ground in pain, that's a hardcore run right there. Not making light of the situation. I hope both these players are all right, but that's what I mean by power running. It's not fancy. It's not cute. It's called running with bad intentions, and that's exactly what that was. So, for those of you in the local game, the next game for Chabot is also Saturday, September 15th, right here in Hayward versus American River. And if you guys remember, there was 2 teams that beat Chabot last year. One was here. It was College of San Mateo. That's the team that we're playing tonight. And it was also American River College in the Capital City Bowl in the playoffs. So these next 2 weeks is rivalry week, and Chabot Gladiators are right here trying to get a little revenge on both those teams. So if you're here in the local Hayward area, make sure you come in and support these Gladiators, your Chabot Gladiators. All right, so back to the action now. It's 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line, and there's just holes right now opening up. Seems like right now the offensive line of San Mateo is getting the initial push advantage and allowing the runners in the backfield to basically turn upfield and get a couple of yards before Chabot's defense can even get a hand on him. Johnny Allen, the linebacker for Chabot, he had the right idea on the way down. He was trying to strip the running back. And he's back to pass and a nice slant, and he just loses the defender. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Bulldogs, and that is going to give the Bulldogs back the lead. And this is just a seesaw battle. This is just a seesaw battle. And, you know, a lot of times you talk about putting corners on an island, and he was on an island. He was all by himself. He had no help whatsoever. And that was a great move by the wideout to just turn upfield, just the agility, the speed. He just made one move, and it was all daylight from there on out. You know, Chabot at certain times today have showed some really good open field tackling, but on that specific play, the open field tackling was and the Bulldogs have jumped back out front, and that quick strike ability they have, they just have so many different ways that they can beat you. And you know, playing them for 4 quarters is hard. And, you know, you have to ask yourself, how can Chabot respond? And sometimes when you have so much momentum and you climb your way back from a 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown lead, and you get turnovers and you finally get back even, you know, sometimes it's so hard when you go back down by another touchdown to kind of recreate and regenerate that energy that you used to get back in the game. So let's see how the coaching staff at Chabot keeps their players motivated, and see if Chabot has any more fight left in them. Ball taken within the 5, makes one move, stays on his feet, and there's a flag, probably an unnecessary roughness call. I'm just guessing. Seems to be the common theme of the kickoffs as of late. So the Chabot offense takes the field, and they're going to get a little assistance by the official group, moving up a little bit. So it looks to be the 37-yard line. 38. It's 1st and 10. And the Gladiators go back to work. And just a nice draw play up the middle. Sit back, right back where it came from. Second and 8. Ball on the 40-yard line. More like the 39.5-yard line. Eckert in the shotgun. 3 wideouts, man in motion. And he's looking to pass, but and he throws it over the top. And he looks like the reception was made, but did he stay in bounds? It looks like he did, and Robert Guy and that's going to come back. And that call is going to come back, and that is a terrible blow to the Chabot offense. And if you're College of San Mateo, you're yucking it up. You're saying, you know, we've had so many penalties, you know, that we killed our drive. It's about time we get some penalties to go our way. So trust me, San Mateo is not feeling bad for him right now. 2nd and 12 on the 37-yard line. And he hands the ball and he makes one man miss. And Hunter Rockwell. Just too many white jerseys. And it looks like the touchdown really rejuvenated the defense of College of San Mateo. And Quincy Nelson is back to take the kick. Good kick, good reception, and he's hit almost as soon as he caught it. So the Bulldogs will take over around the 30-yard line. 10 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. 1st and 10. One wide out. One man in the backfield. Handoff. And not much doing. And really looking at the defense of Chabot, they're really trying to go for the strip. They're making a conscious effort to try to strip the ball whenever they get the opportunity. And Chabot has to be cognizant that they have 2 opponents right now. And he just breaks loose. And he's scampering down the sideline, and he gets pushed out of bounds around looks like around the 43-yard line. Chabot has to remember that they have two opponents right now. It's not only the College of San Mateo Bulldogs, it's also the clock. And they have to keep an eye on the clock and try to get people out of bounds and be cognizant that them running the ball and stopping the run is good, but you can't let them get first downs. You have to try to put a stop to them right here, right now. And another handoff. Goes for a couple. And the Bulldogs are creeping into Chabot territory. One man in the backfield. Nothing doing on that play. Second and 6. Ball on the 40-yard line of the Chabot Gladiators. 34-27. Bulldogs lead. Looking to tack on here in the fourth quarter. Put a little distance between themselves and the Gladiators. And he's looking to pass, and the ball is tipped up, and it's intercepted. And it's intercepted, and he's still on his feet. And there's going to be a flag on the end. And that was just a cheap shot. That was just a cheap shot, and that's going to be by number 90 for Chabot. That's Corey Fyra, and that is just completely unacceptable. Your team just made a great interception of a deflected pass, and you hit the man. I believe it was the quarterback. I forgot what player he hit. You hit a guy, get a penalty, and bring your team 15 yards back after such a play. It's completely unacceptable. That's thinking about yourself instead of thinking about your team. But either way, Chabot got exactly what they needed. A great deflection and an interception by Johnny Allen, freshman linebacker from Samoa, new to the States. And couldn't happen at a better time. They have the ball and they're down by 8, and they need to capitalize on this situation with 7:48 left to go. And a nice screen pass, and it doesn't really go for much. Bobby Killian was hit pretty much as soon as he got the ball. Be surprised if it was a gain at all on that play. It's actually a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. And Chabot's on 28. We're going, it's a quarterback keeper. And Brandon Eckert is pulling the pile. Brandon Eckert, I do have to say, for a small guy, a lot of people would say, you know, he's a small guy, small for a quarterback, but that kid has a lot of heart, and that kid loves playing quarterback for the Chabot Gladiators. Ball snap, and Asante McCray makes a move and does a little second effort to get the first down. 6:34 left to go in the quarter. First down. Ball on the 41-yard line, on their own 41-yard line. Handoff, and Asante McCray is tackled behind the line. Rika Levy's been everywhere today. He has definitely been a force on that defensive line. Just causing all sorts of havoc for College of San Mateo. They pretty much go to the same play, hand it off to Asante McCray. This time, a little better luck with the draw play. Looks like the ball is down at the 46-yard line. It's going to be a third down coming up. Third down and 6. This has been a very physical game. Numerous players have been going down and need some assistance from the trainers, and luckily so far everyone seems to be okay and being able to walk off the field in their own power. But I just hate to see this many levels of energy at any level, but especially at the college level. And a nice round of applause from this hometown audience. Especially for that kid, Asante McCray. He's been working real hard. He's been a workhorse today. It's been a big part of what this offense does. Second-year running back from Alaska. Eckhart with the draw play, keeps the ball himself, and he just barrels forward. It's going to be close. Thinking of 4th and 1, maybe a 4th and less than that. And this quite possibly could be the play of the game. I know there's still 5 minutes left to go, but this is one that Chabot needs. Chabot cannot afford to go back on defense without this game being tied. And I don't know. It's going to be close. He got hit behind the line well short of the first down marker, but he looked like he kind of fell forward. And that's Hunter Rockwell, so we're going to have to see. And another man is down. I hate to say it, but Chabot looks like they're on the worst end of all these injuries. I mean, San Mateo, their team must be like a brick wall out there. Just hope everybody is okay. Again, we'll pause again for station identification. This is KCTH, channel 27, Hayward, California. So 4:49 left in the game. Ball around midfield. A huge 4th and 1 coming up. Well, no, the 4th and 1 was already played. Now we're trying to check the spot and see if the Gladiators actually got a new set of downs or not, or if it's a turnover on downs and the Bulldogs take over. This is a pivotal part in this game right now. And it's first down. And so this is what we call gut check time. Where it's 4:49 and there's a lot of tired legs out there. There's a lot of people that need water, and it comes pretty much down to who wants it more. Is it going to be Chabot's offense? Is it going to be the defense of San Mateo? Who's going to dig deepest? Hunter Rockwell, he went one way, got bounced back the other, tried to bounce it back the other way. There was really nothing there doing either. So nice pursuit by the College of San Mateo. Call that playing whistle to whistle. San Mateo has definitely done a good job of that this game. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line. Chabot in the positive side of the field. And we're approaching the 4-minute mark. And Brandon's looking to pass with the play action right over the middle, and he just missed him. And Jacob Isabel tried to do what he can. Tried to lay out and make a play, but the pass was just offline. And there's really no chance for him to make that play. So now we're at a 3rd and 8. And as the clock winds down, it's 5 minutes on the play clock. He has to get the snap off. 1 second. And he has a ball, and you cannot throw that up. And that is going to be the worst pass in the game. That is the worst thing you can do as a quarterback in that situation. There's absolutely no way you throw that ball for any reason. You have to take the sack. You have to know the situation. The sack is way better than an interception at that point. And now this home crowd audience they're trying to will their defense to get a 3 and out. But that pass was, I'm speechless watching that pass. And right now the name of the game for San Mateo is run the ball, keep the clock moving, and get first downs. I'm just in complete shock that instead of taking the sack, that Brandon Eckert would throw that ball up to not even a receiver. Nobody is around. It's nothing but DBs. All of them, they look like sharks in the water, just circling. And he just lobbed it up for him. And that, depending on what happens here on that drive, that could very well be the pass in which the game was thrown away. Tough for the fans here in Hayward to watch. .332 left in the ball game. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 35-yard line. Back stopped. Looks about a yard, maybe 2. Chabot burning those timeouts. An attempt to try to get the ball back and make one more run at this thing. So this is a big 3rd down, 3rd and 5. If Chabot can stop them here, they'd probably have to go stop him again on 4th down. But this could very well be the difference between a win and loss right here. Man in motion. John Willis looks like he's changing the play. Probably saw something in the defense he think he might can exploit. Here we go. He's keeping the ball. And he's fighting. Great second and third effort, but I still think he's short. So this leads to an extremely big fourth down. It's 4th and 1. And if I am not mistaken, I believe that every 3rd or 4th and 1 that San Mateo has went for, they've converted. And this is the biggest one of them all because there's 3 minutes left to go in the game. San Mateo was up by 8 points. 7 points. And they went, College of San Mateo wanted a measurement, and they're still short. So here's the biggest play of the game so far. 4th and 1. Well, I'm mistaken. I thought that they were going to go for it, but they're going to kick it away. And it's a booming kick. And that's a beauty. That is a beautiful kick. You cannot ask for more from your punter than a kick like that. A kick that goes out of bounds and pins your team inside the 10-yard line. They say kickers aren't really a part of the team, but when they do something like that, they become your best friend pretty quick. So, it's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 5-yard line. Chabot takes over with 2 minutes and 41 seconds. No timeouts. It's a tall order. Reagan Eckert with the pass. Tried to go on a quick slant from the slot, and the coaching staff for Chabot, they wanted a pass interference, but they're not going to get it. It's 2nd and 10. Incomplete pass. Third and 10, and Chabot is running out of time, and they're running out of downs. And you can feel that College of San Mateo is starting to feel it. And just a prayer. Thought he had a man open, overshot him. It's 4th and 10. Have If you turn the ball over here, you pretty much kiss it. If you turn the ball over on downs in this area of the field, you can kiss the game goodbye. This is for the game. And he's wide open, and what a hit! That was an incredible hit. And I felt that one from up here. But the clock is running, it's 2:20, and that does give him a first down and does give Chabot new life. And he's looking for a sliding receiver, and he throws an interception. And that's going to go for a touchdown, and that will be the ball game. College of San Mateo will come in here 2 years in a row, and they will beat Chabot in their home field. And they're going crazy on the Bulldog sideline. And that is a pick six that will be the dagger to the Gladiators. And this is what you talk about when you talk about errant passes and when you talk about converting on points off of turnovers. And they're going to be partying in San Mateo tonight. I mean, they're going to be at the top of the leaderboard in their conference, at least sitting up there with San Francisco and sitting up there with Butte. So they will go back home undefeated, going to take on Diablo Valley at home at 1 p.m. So what looked like a game that Chabot was going to have a nice happy homecoming and was going to take advantage of the Bulldogs nice and early. They end up scoring 27 unanswered points. Then they allow the Gladiators to come back and tie it up at 27-all, but ever since then they came back and they really put their feet on the pedal. They really put the pedal to the metal, if you will, and really showed why they were the dominant team today. They had their mistakes with penalties and some ill-advised turnovers, but the bottom line is they took more away than they gave up, and they made more plays. And really, besides that first quarter, just seemed all in all more prepared than the Gladiators, and that's evident in our score. So it'll be 40-27 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock as the Bulldogs kick it off to the Gladiators. Ball taken at the 7-yard line. And a big hit. And San Mateo, I don't think they're ready to go home. I think they still want to play some more. So the Gladiators will take over on the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. 2 minutes exactly left to go in the game. Eggler back to pass. Makes the reception and goes down in bounds. Our next telecast will be of the Saturday, September 15th game against Chabot Gladiators versus American River here at 6 p.m. at Hayward. So if you want to come and check out the game live, Saturday the 15th. And for more coverage and picks, you can visit the Spectator, the ChabotSpectator.com, and click sports. Aside from this broadcast, Aside from this broadcast, and for more entertainment and music, tune into KCRH 89.9 FM, the East Bay's best variety, or you can visit them at kcrhradio.com. And if you would like to check out this game online, or help pledge to our programming, or have any questions about how you can be a sponsor, and yes, we need sponsors, you can visit ChabotTV.com. And I am your play-by-play announcer, Rashawn Mungo. You can follow me on RashawnMungo_sports at Twitter.com. That's RASHANMUNGO_sports at Twitter.com. And also doing some for station identification. We are KCTH 90 channel 27. So after the game, please stay with us for interviews, for more interviews with players and coaches. Get a little bit more in depth about what happened between the lines. So the Gladiators will go 0-2 on the season. And next week, American River, it doesn't get any easier. It is the same team that beat Chabot in the Capital City Bowl pretty handily. So the Gladiators were really looking forward to coming into this game and getting some revenge against the Bulldogs, and then heading in and then inviting American River to come in and getting a little revenge on them. But now the Gladiators come into that game 0-2, and with all the possibility might end up being 0-3. A big cry from last year when they went 9-1 on the year. So this is going to be a rough one for Chabot, and they're going to have to do a lot to kind of turn this ship around, because it's like the season already just started and it's already seemed to be getting away from it. So we're back to action here. 2nd and 1. Minute 21 left on the clock. Quick release, and that's going to be another interception. Now, if you had any doubt of whether I called the game too early, there's definitely your nail in the coffin. And the crowd here at Chabot is starting to pack up their blankets, and it's not going to be a fun huddle at the end of the game. And College of San Mateo is going to come out in victory formation and put this one to bed. Well, this game was good. It was nice and tight, back and forth. Everything you wanted. You had turnovers for you had interceptions for touchdowns. You had fumbles. You had long runs, long receptions for touchdowns, and you had a tie score halfway through the 4th quarter. So these two teams definitely delivered, and it was a great one to watch. College of San Mateo will just snap the ball one more time, and that will do it. So San Mateo goes 2-0 on the year as they go home to play Diablo Valley. Try to make it 3-0. And Chabot College falls to 0-2. So it's a rough one so far, but they'll be back next week, and hopefully they can get off the schneid when they welcome American River September 15th, Saturday, 6 p.m. This is Rashawn Mungo for Jaime Hernandez, Ivanette Aguilar, and Nathan Williams, and the entire staff at KCTH Channel 27. We're saying good night, and we'll see you next week.